The thing about Ludicolo is, though, Ludicolo is just always dancing. Like, he's more for the streets, not the classroom. Hi, it's me, your boy Yak, back with another video. Today, we are doing... What was that?
All eyes on me!
Today we're doing another Pokemon Champion Genshin crossover. Today is all about Miss Nilou. If you did not see any of the previous videos, little breakdown, this would be if this character was the Pokemon Champion of whichever region they happen to be champion of. So, all Pokemon will be fully evolved, even if sort of the inspiration from their sort of reason for having Pokemon was their base form. They will have the fully evolved version. Okay? Let's dive in. Just to start her out, just like a great sort of descriptor of Nilou, this is one of her quotes. Sometimes you can convey more with dance than words. So, if you don't know what to say, then just dance. Just dance, it'll be okay. Just dance. So, Nilou is a very elegant, she's very sort of sweet, she's very gentle, spirited, hence why perfect casting was Fairy Princess Nilou. Except the one thing about Nilou is she's not sort of fluffy, I would say. She still has dedication to what she likes to do. She still has sort of like a strong sense of self. She still has something to say. She believes in what she believes in, and I think that's sort of one, instead of sort of lobbing her into the sort of realm of just like sweet archetypes, you know, I think there's a little bit more nuance to her than what people give her credit for. Up first, we have Oricorio, and specifically the ballet style. This is going to be the fire flying type. Fire, why? Because Vape Nilou. I have a Vape Nilou. When Nilou came out, I was like, I don't know what it is with Genshin where like I like to go against the grain. And I used Vape Nilou in Spiral Abyss, and she got the highest amount of damage that I had. So that was really funny. But no, in all seriousness though, Oricorio is a great sort of Pokemon for Nilou because Nilou got her vision when she debuted on stage. So her purpose in life is through dance and sort of like bringing people in and entertaining. And Oricorio is a solo artist in the bird world. I chose the ballet style because it's more passion forward. The Pau and Sensu don't really meld well with Nilou as a personality type. And then Nilou has more of an elegant sort of passionate structure to herself versus the pom-pom, which is more like energized. So, here's a little description. It wins the hearts of its enemies with its passionate dancing, and then it uses the opening it creates to burn them up with blazing flames. So we could take that sort of opportunity as a distraction, like when Nilou, during the Archon quest, she danced and drew everyone's attention, where she created an opening for Traveler. Ballet is Nilou's first Pokemon. Nilou's second Pokemon is Lumineon. Now, when I was like looking through like the rosters, as I do when making these videos, I was like scrolling. I was like, a couple different options. I was like, is she like a Primarina type? And she's like, well, she doesn't really sing. It's like melodic, but melodic's giving like, gives you see you next Tuesday energy, which we love that for her. We love melodic. So, but that's not what Nilou brings to the table, which is totally fine. But she needed a water type. It was like love disc. I was like, oh, that's kind of, she loves discs about the people, bring love and joy, but Nilou's not really about love. And so I was scrolling, I was like, oh, Lumineon. Luminion's perfect, because Luminion's what they do, they sort of dazzle in the water, and that's how they bring in their enemies. And like, Nilou is center stage and just entrances people with her movements. And I was like, gorgeous fish, gorgeous girl, perfection. Luminion is Nilou's second Pokemon. So, for Nilou's third Pokemon, we have Swanna. Swanna is a water flying type. Swanna, if you didn't know, they dance at dusk. They are dancers, and they are very elegant, and I thought that was just going to be a really nice fit. Not that everyone has to be a dancer to be Nilou's, but since they are already elegant, you think swans, like Nilou, like this kind of already works, and it's a water type, I think it works. I think it's really great. And then because Nilou, it's a fun little point for like crossed elements, because she does have to cover bases because she is the champion. Nilou is stuck in Bloom teams. If you don't play Genshin Impact, you have to have Hydro or Dendro only if you want to use your full kit. Vape Nilou is a very minute sort of off branch. So Swanna is her third Pokemon. All right, for Nilou's fourth Pokemon. Okay, this is an inspired. Every one of these that I do, there is more of a inspired Pokemon choice. And this one for her fourth Pokemon is Gudra. As I've said, you may disagree with this, but as a Pokemon champion, I feel like every champion deserves to have a dragon type. Why? I don't know. It just feels right. And this is Gudra in original form, not Hisuian Gudra. Okay, this is dragon, not steel dragon. I liked Gudra for Nilou because Gudras are just very friendly dragon types. And the thing about Gudra is it will hug its beloved trainer, leaving the trainer covered in sticky slime. And Nilou has one of those personalities. It's like once you meet Nilou, she's always going to stick with you. Like in part of your heart, part of your soul, spirit. And that's the impression that Nilou lives on in people, and everyone remembers like Nilou's dances. And I just thought that like Gudra was just like a nice sort of pleasant, all the pleasant sort of disposition about Nilou. Gudra sort of emulates that, and I thought that would be like a really good sort of partner for Nilou. Anyway, for Nilou's fifth Pokemon. Now this was a very hard decision to make because there are a lot of candidates. So this is Nilou's grass type because blooms. That's where we started. There were a lot of options. So we were thinking, Lotad, Ludicolo. The thing about Ludicolo is, though, Ludicolo is just always dancing. Like, he's more for the streets, not the classroom. Ludicolo will be, like, moving and grooving around, whereas Nilou has, like, prepared dances and shows. So I was like, okay, great. And then we had Maractus, which also dances like with maracas. And the thing about Maractus, though, is Maractus dances to push people away, not to bring people in. So that there was a conflict of interest there with Nilou. I did like the cactus thing because of Sumeru Desert, but Nilou has said she's never really been outside of Sumeru, so I don't really know if Nilou's been, besides Fairy Tale Wonderland, I don't think Nilou has actually been to the desert. Her fair complexion would support that claim. Then we had Bellossom, I think for obvious reasons. Now the thing about Bellossom that I eliminated her for is because Bellossom, they come together to dance with Petal. Like, it's more in unison, they're all together. It's not like Swanna where there's an evident leader. Bellossom's just come to like summon the sun, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Bellossom was a great choice, but I was like, no. And so, who we ended up with Our grass type for Miss Nilou is Roserade. There's a couple reasons for this description for Roserade. With movement like a dancer, it strikes with whips that are densely lined with poison thorns. Now, Nilou, if you know about Nilou, well, food that she does not like is mushrooms because she has a hard time sort of delineating between poisonous mushrooms and regular mushrooms. And when she was younger, she ate a poisonous mushroom, which left her ill for a few days. And also Badoo. Badoo looks like a little bloom. And I was like, she got a Badoo when she, like that, Badoo was maybe one of her first Pokemons. And she just like sort of had it. And then it kind of like, she loved it and cherished it. And then it turned into a Roselia. And then she's like, oh wow. And then, so I feel like her and Roserade just like put on these like beautiful dances. And it's just like an interesting touch point to Nilou's sort of personality and her sort of, I guess, mushroom trauma of Roserade being poison type. So that is Nilou's 5th Pokemon. The time has come for Nilou's signature Pokemon. Now I'm pretty sure you all know who this is. I'm pretty sure you know who all of it. I feel like this was the easiest guess, except there was one person who almost took this spot. And that person was Empoleon. You're like, Empoleon? I was like, well, I like the idea of like the horned beak, and then Nilou has the horns on her head. That's not the reason why I was getting that spot. But Piplup is like very prideful, and like if you fall down, you have to get back up. Keep getting up. And the thing on Nilou, in Sumeru society, she is sort of like less than because she chose the route of dance versus sort of academics. And I thought, well, she keeps trucking on, you know, Tombe Paregli Sajate her life to stardom. And she has a sense of pride and she keeps going. And so I feel, but that hasn't hardened her disposition. So the steel thing sort of like made it interesting. And then the thing is, when Empoleons are like attacked, when something attacks its pride, it retaliates with violence, which is not Nilou at all. Nilou's more like self-determination, internals, where like she'll just keep going. So that is why Empoleon did not get this one. The winner of Nilou's Pokémon Champion Team Season 3 is Quackleval. As you know, as the latest sort of hydro water type starter, this little dancing duck has sort of stolen the hearts. I feel like maybe a lot of people actually didn't receive this duck very well. Ducklet. But the baby form, and it just dances. It is a water fighting type, which is a great sort of coverage for Nilou. Its description, dancing in ways that evoke faraway places. This Pokemon mesmerizes all that it sees. It flourishes of its decorative water feathers slice into its foes. So whether you're doing more attack focused Nilou, whether you're doing more supportive Nilou, it just works. And I feel like they put on shows together, and the evoking a faraway place gave me sort of that fantasy nature of Sumeru, the desert, like how Nilou doesn't sort of aesthetically seem to like fit the sort of realm of Sumeru, but she exudes its sort of style effortlessly. So yeah, she got a Quaxley, then it evolved to Quaxwell, and then her bestie, Quackleval. They perform, they shine, they thrive. And that is Nilou's champion team. We have Recap, Oricorio, Lumineon, Swanna, Goodra, Roserade, and Quackleval. Honestly, pretty banging team. This is your team. I think, what do you think? Let me know. You love it? You hate it? If there's anyone that you thought maybe was very Nilou coded for you. let me know in the comments. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you want to live your best life. I do stream Genshin on Twitch at twitch.tv/YakobiJames. Description is in the link in the description. The link is in the description of this video, and it's in my bio. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, depending where you're viewing my face from. But see you in the next time. Bye.